Hey, Bush Tribe, it's Coach Jess. I'm back again with another mental health motivational word. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Um, I wanted to just jump on really quickly because God just was like, get on up, get your day started. And as you can see, the sunlight is beautiful. It is the top of my morning. So, one thing I wanted to share, jumping right into the video, is you're going to have to get up early. So sometimes I try to like sleep in, catch up on my sleep, just rest and just, kind of not be a busybody. But God say, when you operate like that, you're going to be late. You're going to miss out on opportunities. You're not going to get all of your household chores done, and you're not going to be able to get some of the things on your to do list that you have to do. So, in a previous video, I was telling you guys about a little notebook that I use that have like, to do now and to do later, and it helps you prioritize your list. I think this was gifted to me, but this is it. I actually found it when I was about to record. So Holy Spirit said, okay, there it is. You can show it to him now. So the other day I was telling you guys about the aromatherapy pillow spray that I use. I speak with a lot of people in the community. I do a lot of data collection that way. So I speak to people and I ask them, do you find that this works for you when you're in this state, in that state? So actually communing with other people and, opening up your mouth and being vocal, that's how you learn a lot of skills that you don't have to really go to a self-development course. You can go to a self-development chit chat with somebody, a stranger, somebody in your family that you trust, that is at a level of success that you desire to be. So again, this was like this little notepad. It helps me prioritize things. It has to do now and it has to do later. And you can actually check it off as you accomplish whatever you have to do. And sometimes I use a highlighter. That's why you see it all written on top like that. But sometimes I use a highlighter and I just highlight it off each side of the list according to what is important for that particular day. And usually I write out everything I got to do for that week, and I just pick and choose which one I'm going to do first with the little check marks, or I use the highlighter. So these are like just little tips that I do to try to stay organized and to try to begin to stay consistent. And I know that other people may be having struggles with that. When I was a college student, I was a procrastinator and I used to stay up, do all nighters. That is just so unhealthy. I just can't even imagine doing it now. It'll just throw me off kilter altogether. But as you learn to do better, you actually begin to employ some of those strategies into your life. So if you're trying to get more organized and prioritize your to-do list, try a little thing like that. I actually use sticky notes. I would use anything to keep me organized. Just jot it down. When I went to go see Latoya, she gave us like this little binder that we can keep our tasks that we're going to do for that day in it. God has just given me so many tools to say, Jessica, this is the path I got for you. I guess it just needed to hit me like a ton of bricks before I actually begin to practice some good, healthy practices to keep the business, personal life, and professional life on course. So I'm hoping that that helped you. But the real reason I got on here is to share a word with you. God say, put something away for a rainy day. That's going to be the topic for today. Put something away for a rainy day. And I got that word. I was just driving down the road, minding my own little business. And the sky was just so beautiful. The sun was out. It's still summer. The weather is nice in the 90s, 100s, or whatever. And it just began to rain. I didn't even see any sight of rain. It was no clouds. It just began to rain. So naturally, my windshield wipers popped on when my windshield gets wet, and it just began to wipe the water away. And I was just like, yeah, am I seeing rain? Like, God, you are so amazing. Like, you could just make it do whatever you needed to do. So in that instance, God say, financially, Jessica, I need for you to put something away for a rainy day. So I laugh about how God commune with me because I just be minding my own business and all these things just flow to me. So if you seek, you will find. If you are aware and not loud, I didn't have any music on. I just was riding down the road and that just came to me. So I said, I'm going to get on and be obedient and share that word. So in this season, personally with me, God is dealing with me with a lot of things, with my tithing, with my separation of being codependent onto government assistance, because as single moms we get some of us get assistance to help us with our child care, with other expenses, food expenses, and God say, in this season, you're gonna have to trust me. So that's why a lot of my messages have been heavily on faith, and faith of a mustard seed, just faith, and just making sure that you are checking your faith temperature in the spirit, making sure that you are being totally dependent on God. I was in a situation where I was actually codependent on somebody to help me pay my bills that half. So when you are operating on, you pay your half and I pay my half, sometimes that gets us in a situation where we get into hot, deep waters when that relationship severs and you have to sever ties with people. You are no longer financially independent. And this word also was reiterated in my life last night when I was watching R.C. Blake's. He is the teacher and the guru of queenology. He teaches women of all descents and all nationalities to make sure that we are holding men in our lives to the highest standard possible. He makes sure that he help us with our esteem, with our reassurance, with our ability to be able to press forward in the kingdom and be able to make as much money as we desire, have all of the things that a husband needs to be in a relationship. He helps us learn those things that our father failed to teach us, or some of us that didn't even have a father growing up. I was one of those little girls. I didn't have a father in my home every single day, my biological father, to teach me how not to get my heart broken, or to teach me how to be resilient against guys and their tactics and things like that. I didn't know the manipulation game that people play, but R.C. Blake's, he puts you on game. I'm going to tag his video below in this video here. So if you've never seen R.C. Blake's, get ready. I had to stop watching him for about 4 months because it was just so raw, so real, and so informative that I wasn't prepared to receive the information, because basically everything he was telling me, he was teaching, it was going against the relationship I had at the time. So I was like, oh, I can't listen to him because he going to basically cause a wedge in between me and my bae. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But eventually when I was ready, when God gave me the wisdom and understanding to be able to hear the information, because it was all brand new, I was able to retain the information, and now I am in a better situation of having knowledge and abundance and understanding of how to operate within a relationship and basically with finances. So last night he did a short teaching, and that is a video that I really enjoyed because I didn't have a lot of time, but it was a very short teaching that he read out of his book, some tips for women to become more financially independent. And as God was telling me to save something for a rainy day, it went hand in hand, because what R.C. Blake's was saying is that basically women need to be prepared. He spoke about the woman in the Bible whose husband passed away, and she was left with all these financial debts to the point where they were going to come basically repossess her things and take her children away and pull them into slavery, because she had become financially dependent on the person who had passed away. And moral of the story is life is short, so you do have to make sure you're planning accordingly to be able to live off one income at all times. So R.C. Blake's was just teaching us, just making sure that you're not in relationships where people are telling you to quit your career and, accept $0. It's always important to be prepared to depend on your husband. But when things change, you need something that you can actually say, I can provide for my daughters and my sons, and I can provide for myself as an individual. I can keep up the day-to-day responsibilities that I have. I was in a situation where my income went to $0, and then I had to sever ties kind of like at the same time. So it was like, I had to figure out, oh crap, Jessica, you are in a situation where you were codependent on somebody. Now you have to basically, start to get your finances in order. So God has given me a platform right now where I can actually grow my business, where I can actually get on different assignments, because I have educational background that I can fall on to make sure that I am meeting the things that I'm obligated to meet each month, so that me and my daughter can continue to live the life that God has for us to live at this very moment. And God was telling me, Jessica, I'm teaching you financial abundance and financial education by reminding you to put something away for a rainy day. So a lot of prophets have been talking about that there's going to be a phantom, there's going to be a another economic depression, and if you are doing what God asked you to do with your finances, you will not even you will hear it, but you won't be impacted by it. So it's better to get prepared in advance than to try to be, reactive to a tough financial situation. That was the scariest day of my life when I had no job and I had no other financial support to help me meet my requirements, because I was facing homelessness. Because basically, if you can't pay your bills, the people are only going to work with you maybe 1 month at the max with all of the things that you own, and then they're going to come and take all the things that you own. So just imagine if you're married at the moment and your significant other passes away. Do you have a income if you do not have financial stability right now in your life to be able to take care of you and your children and all of your obligations? So always be thinking that these are your obligations, these are your responsibilities. So even if you get to a place where you have an infant and you're not working for a year or two, or while they are a child, just always have a plan for to have something for a rainy day. And another thing that God is saying, if you are getting any sort of government assistance, which I am for my child care and food expenses, God say, get ready to be elevated from that system, because somebody else needs that spot that you have. And I was speaking to some people this week, and I was like, it is a different lifestyle when you have been accustomed to getting certain support. Even though you are ready to be elevated, you have to elevate your mind in order to get out of certain bondages that have held your family down, or that's just been their main support system for a while. God said it's time to elevate your faith, and you need to make sure that you're putting something away for a rainy day. So if you are getting any sort of support outside of just what naturally God have given you, you need to get ready to get elevated to depend solely on God for all of your expenses, for all of your future goals and aspirations. You need to be 110% fully committed to depending on your Father, getting what He has for you, not what you want for you. And R.C. Blake's basically was helping me learn the financial discipline. Paying your tithes is one way for me. I was listening to Dr. Miles Monroe. He's also a great teacher for just the kingdom. He was teaching us about tithing, because I want to learn more about tithing, not just do it because this is what people say you should do. I really want to know the concept behind it. So Dr. Miles Monroe was saying that the Father doesn't need anything from you. He needs you to have certain skills and characteristics and mindsets in place so that He can actually use you. We come into the kingdom with so many of these expectations and falsehoods that don't really exist, but just we've been taught over a period of time. Traditions. This is things that we do out of tradition. And that's what I was saying. I didn't want to pay tithes out of tradition. I really wanted to know how it worked for me. So my other mentor, she suggested, why don't you name your tithe? So it makes it more personal. It also does what Dr. Miles Monroe said. It helps you with your discipline. You know that what you put out into the universe, into the kingdom, into yourself, into a relationship, you're going to reap those benefits. Just like, if you're raising a child, if you sow into that child with a healthy balance, that child is going to sow into you by being the best, vibrant person that they can be, having a great self-esteem, having, just a great personality and ability and skills to be able to provide for themselves as they grow up and to be young little people with their own personalities, own attitudes, own wardrobe styles and talents and gifts and things like that. So it's just like the same concept is with money. If you have a healthy relationship with money where you don't mind giving it away because you know that the kingdom always provides, there's no lack, but it's a mindset shift that has to change within your heart, within your soul, and within your genetic makeup. You have to kind of knock down some of those walls that you have built to say, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. So as I pay my tithes more faithfully, I understand that God is going to actually, continue to provide for me because I don't even miss the tithe. So remember to put something away for a rainy day. He was actually working with me too about getting up like this morning. God just gave me the notion to get up early. I listened to Steve Harvey also, and he said that he can't afford to sleep 8 to 10 hours or whatever is recommended for the Mental Health Society. Okay. He says he can't sleep that much because, he has such a great calling and so much work to do that you can't possibly sleep a lot and be successful. And I really don't know how true it is, but as I am stepping into my successful season of what I desire success to look like, not only just money, but just having everything done. I don't like to have a lot of open tabs. I like to go ahead and get as much accomplished in one day that I can. I don't like to save a lot of things for tomorrow because you don't know if you have tomorrow to get it done. And as I begin to step forth in that mindset, as an entrepreneur mindset, I think as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to grind twice as hard than having a 9 to 5 and having somebody else put everything in place for you. You're going to have to organize your business. You're going to have to keep different calendars available so that you can see how does your professional life, your business life, and your personal life mesh. Even having a brunch date can get tricky because you have your business, you have your personal life, and then you have your assignments that God have you working on the side. So, basically every day is monopolized unless it's like recording or spending time with my child or resting. You have to start beginning to think about these things. So do what is important to you. Don't all be about the grind of the money, but make sure that you are getting yourself into a position where you can be independent, where that people won't come and just be able to repossess all of your things because you have something set aside for a rainy day, just in case if you decide to become a business owner in the next 6 months, you also can have some money on a rainy day to help you meet your deadline. Jobs always are transitioning in and out. The economic, since COVID has been different. Some people are getting out of business, some people are entering into business. A lot of expenses have doubled, if not tripled, for the same services you was getting before. So I think that even if you're not even, worried about money, this is still important to put something away for a rainy day. I was looking at my finances, and every time something was coming in, it was going right out. And God said that is not good in the kingdom, especially as a business owner, especially as an entrepreneur. We have expenses that come up, new products that we have to invest in. If you don't have many investors, you're going to have to be your first investor. And what other person wants to invest in you if you haven't even taken the obligation and the faith in yourself to invest in yourself? So all of these things go hand in hand. Your habits and patterns that you do outside of your business, outside of your relationship, outside of your job, they all go hand in hand. So it's better to have character traits and just a personality that you can you can use in all different facets. You won't have to try to switch it up. You can be the consistent person that you are, and it will work with you no matter what season you're in. I have been in the scared season. I have been in a season where I pull up to the gas pump. I'm like, God, listen, now this amount that I'm about to put in this truck is not going to take me too far. I've been in a season where I can fill it up. I've been in a season in my life as a child where we ran out of gas. So God has just allowed me to see many different phases of life so that I can understand how to help each and every Blessed Tribe member that comes my way. I would like to just continue to just thank you guys, because as I am on this journey, God give me things to share to you, but he's also teaching me. So it's good to be the teacher and it's good to be the student all at the very same time. It's such an amazing position to be in. I feel so alive when I get on and record and I see you guys comments and you say, listen, this resonated with me, because I had to comment under RC Blake's video, like, listen, this is me that you're talking to. Like, I am the woman that you're telling to get your finances in order. Make sure that you're not codependent on anybody, because things can change at any time. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day. I hope that this word helped you in some way financially. God say it's time for us to get independent, away from government assistance, away from, people that we think are always going to be there, because they may not always be there, or, any sort of monies that you think that are out of your control. that you think that you can hold on to. These things can be ripped away from you, even a job. So it's good to have some skills. It's good to have something that you know that you can use to be able to provide for you and your children. Because at the end of the day, as a mom, as a father, you want to be able to say, listen, I got it. I got something for a rainy day, to be able to afford the expenses that we have. God is the ultimate provider, but he's saying you have to do certain things to make sure you're setting yourself up for success and not failure, okay? Failure is not an option for us, Blessed Tribe. We are going to be successful. We are eagles. We're going to fly, and we are going to do all the things that the kingdom has for us to do, okay? So continue to do some of these positive habits that I am getting on, sharing each and every day, even just prioritizing a to-do list that can take your life to another level. Waking up earlier. I said waking up easy. Waking up earlier and not leaving the house late. It just helps you have a higher self-esteem when you step out and you're not the late one in the room, okay? So continue to be the brand, be the face for the brand, be courteous to people out there, show love, wake up with Thanksgiving on your heart, regardless of what phase you're in. If you woke up this morning, you have an opportunity to change your life. My life began to change once I took one step, and then God gave me the next step. And then God gave me the next step. So life always reminds me of like a board game, like Candyland or Monopoly. Sometimes you come around the board, you get money, you have to invest, you have to pay maintenance fees, you have to move square by square in Candyland. And then sometimes you get something where you have to double back. You got to go back to a step that you missed. So sometimes life is just like that. It's just like a board game. Sometimes you can advance, you have to go back, but you still have an opportunity to still continue to circulate the board to get to the destination point. So life is like that. Sometimes you may have to double back, learn a lesson. Don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm just a person that God is using to be able to help you with the stories and the skills and the mental health background and educational background that I have to be able to help you guys advance, because that's all I'm wanting to do is just be obedient and advance to where he asks me to be. That's just how life is, okay? So I love you. Continue to sow into the life coaching sessions. I'll be taking my trip later on this week, so I may not have as much availability. My birthday's on Wednesday. I'm so excited. As you can see, me and London, we get excited about our birthdays. Hers was in August and mine is this month. So continue to just sow into yourself, sow into a life coaching session if you have not. The discounted rates will be on there until September the 13th. After that, I think September the 15th or something like that, I'll change it back to the original pricing. So if you have been wanting to invest into yourself, you've been wanting to see what this life coaching is all about, you've been wanting to just connect with me or just to see how it could help you elevate your life, I want you to continue to take the step and sow into the life coaching sessions. I want you to like the video. That's one way, just to say, hey, I am interested in this content. I like this type of content. Keep providing more. That's what a like does to me. It lets me know that you actually enjoy this type of content, because just like I just got jazz music on over here, I watch lookbooks to figure out what's the latest fashions, things like that. I enjoy that type of content. Makeup, food, how to do this. I like all videos because it lets the person know that created the video, hey, you got some value from that content. So that's what a like does for me. So if you are signed into your account, like the video, subscribe. That helps build the networking of the mental health and life coaching business for myself. And comment. If you're feeling bold, comment. Let me know. Hey, Jess. Hey, Coach Jess, I'm here. Checking in. Okay. Okay. I just love you guys. Have a great day. And I'm about to be off to mothering. I have to get London dressed so I can move on to the next thing. All right. Love you guys. Have a great, great day. All Boston lip gloss. I'll talk to you guys later.